Hello, Cancer. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension, and today we are going to do a monthly reading for the month of August to see what is coming your way, most important messages, and of course, just take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And if you would like the most accurate message, check out your other placements as well. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get into it. As I was meditating on your energy, Cancer, I saw someone just kind of come up and put their hand like around your shoulder and just kind of like giving you love and support. And I also saw the Six of Wands and the Ten of Wands while I was shuffling the deck. So I definitely get this energy that you need to let people help you. You need to let people support you. Okay, what that means for you, can be whatever it means. But if you need support, if you need a shoulder to cry on, if you need resources, if you need guidance, whatever, let people help you. There's not more honor in doing it all on your own. If anything, that usually makes something take longer. So whatever sort of stigma or energy you have against letting people help you and support you, figure that out. Figure out what's going on, what the root of it is, why it's there. So that way you can stop shooting yourself in the foot. You know what I mean? Let's get into it. All right, bottom of the deck is the overall energy. So let's see, we've got the Two of Wands starting us out. So you could be at a crossroads here trying to make a decision about, should I do this? Should I do that? You could be potentially moving or traveling. Okay, but overall, the Two of Wands talks about being in a comfort zone and trying to decide, am I ready to leave it or not? So for some of you, the comfort zone may be, let me figure it all out by myself. It may be comfortable, but is it working? And even if it doesn't have to do with that, that's the question you should be asking yourself. We do have the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Emperor. Okay. So with the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Cups, I definitely feel like it's time for you to there's all sorts of people here. Right, the King of Cups represents your energy, but you could also be exhibiting this Queen of Wands energy, someone who's very charismatic, attractive, charming, but this little black cat represents her shadow and how she's made it her friend. So even your shadow could be trying to help you if you learn how to communicate with it and don't let it self-sabotage you. But it just feels like there's a lot of energy, a lot of people surrounding you that do want the best for you, that do want to support you. But are you willing to let them in? That's the question. Because we have the Six of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. There's a lot of anxiety, fear, overthinking when it comes to asking for help, letting others help you. What's up with that? Sometimes we can think we're not worthy. Sometimes we can think, I don't want to be a burden. Sometimes it can be about, well, if I'm meant to do this, then I'll figure it out. And, there's no doubt about you being able to make something happen, but you don't have to make it harder on yourself. We have the Ace of Swords, the Emperor, the World card. I do see that there's going to be a lot of clarity when it comes to your masculine energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. And the masculine energy, which is represented with the Emperor, that talks about, going out to make things happen, control, taking action. And so I see that you're going to be looking at this side of you, this energy, with more clarity. And with the World card here, I see something coming full circle. I see a chapter closing, but you got to let down that guard. Okay. There you are. Look, that's your card, the Chariot. Yeah. You definitely have a wall up, but it's time to cut that out. All right, let's get into it. Let's see what's going on for you, Cancer. All right, messages for Cancer for the month of August. Most important. All right, Sagittarius had that Eight of Pentacles pop out first as well, with Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so you guys could be seeing eights a lot. I definitely see that there could be some traveling going on, or just, trying to make some decisions, maybe communicating with some people about some things that you're wanting to make happen. With the Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, this is a time to definitely just stay focused and be patient. Things are unfolding for you, and I think it's going to be a situation where you're really focused, investing, working, making things make sense, making dreams come true, and then all of a sudden things just start happening a lot faster for you. You could be traveling there with the Eight of Wands. Or I could see like you guys could be working on something, getting really focused, and then all of a sudden some sort of opportunity, an offer comes your way. Okay. All right. Tell me more about the Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. All right. We have the Five of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so I see you working on trying to decide like what people, what situations you want to invest your time and energy into. I like this because I mean, I've only done 2 readings so far. You're the second. But I really feel like everyone's energy so far has been, okay, what serves me? What makes me happy? What brings me fulfillment? And if it's not these relationships, if it's not showing up in a certain way, if it's not engaging in certain topics and environments, then let me honor that. Let me check that. Right now, I just feel like you're taking stock of what makes sense for you and what doesn't. And that's beautiful. And that's okay. All right. And see, I don't see it as like an impulsive, like, oh my God, let me clear and, cut everyone off. Like, I don't see that. I just see you ready for a new chapter for yourself, ready to invest in things that, invest back into you. And I think that's great. See, like with the Lovers, you're trying to get clear on what brings you fulfillment, what makes you happy, whether that's in relationships or just in life in general. I just see you getting just really, really reflecting. And that's good. That's good. All right, tell me more about the Eight of Wands. Yeah, okay. We have the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Cups, so you could be seeing some sevens here. But with these 2 cards and with the Eight of Wands, I feel like Spirit's saying once you get clear on what makes you happy, once you honor that, set those boundaries, things are going to start happening very quickly for you. But the thing is, the universe doesn't know what to bring you if you don't know what you want. Kind of like sitting down in a restaurant and never giving the waiter your order and expecting food to come. Like, that's not how that works, right? So it's like, ask for what you want, make whatever modifications you need to make, and then let's make it happen. Okay? And let this be an exciting time for you, right? Because it's such an honor and such a gift that we as humans get to decide what works for us and what doesn't. I always tell people, because everybody wants to be a cat or a dog or whatever, and like, listen, animals are great, but they don't get to decide what they eat. They don't get to decide when they go outside, when they go to the park. They don't get to decide if they wear a cool sweater or not. They're at the mercy of their owner or, the environment if they're an outdoor cat or a dog, So have fun with getting to know yourself. And Spirit is giving you the full green light to honor what's right for you and then stand 10 toes in that. Honor that. Defend yourself. Stand up for yourself and your beliefs. Because if you don't, who else will? No one. And I feel like that's something you've learned here. And that's why you're trying to decide, do these people make sense in my life? Let's figure it out. Okay? Oops. Yeah, it's time for you to set those boundaries so that way you can go towards new beginnings and fulfillment and what makes you happy. All right, tell me more about the Two of Pentacles, Five of Swords for Cancer. All right, we have the Seven of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. Could be seeing lots of threes, lots of repeating numbers. So this could be like a cycle that you feel you've been stuck in for a while, or maybe you've been getting a lot of like confirmations from Spirit that like certain energies, certain ways of showing up are no longer working for you. Because with the Seven of Swords, clarifying that Two of Pentacles, Five of Swords, there are people around you. And this could be people that you go out with, this could be people you work with, whatever, that are not, it's not making sense anymore. You're surrounded by people that just are not in alignment for you. And I think you're realizing that. And with the Two of Pentacles, it's like you're teetering between timelines. Wow, say that 5 times fast. I like it though. Teetering between timelines. You know, you have to ask yourself, does this support where I want to go? Does this support how I want to wake up and feel and the energies I want surrounding me? And if it doesn't, you don't have to make it like a personal dig to anybody or make yourself feel better because of what you're realizing. But it's just a matter of like, okay, that's not alignment for me, and that's okay. You know? I just feel like it's time to really ask yourself, who am I surrounding myself with, and do they support me? Does it make sense for me? And no wonder you feel like you can't ask people for help, because you're not surrounded by people who may want to help you. It may not make sense. Yeah, it's like you're offering people love, trying to be the best version of yourself with people who may not have love to give back to you or may not want to support you in that journey. You got to remember, you can't ask somebody for something they wouldn't give themselves. So you might have to make some cuts. All right. Let's learn more about these people. Tell me more about the Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups here. Yeah, we have the Six of Cups with the Eight of Cups. So these are people that you've known for a long time. This could be childhood friends, people that are in your family. This could be a very long-term relationship. But either way, with the Eight of Cups, you have to walk away. 12-12 on the timer. See, repetitive numbers. This is something you've been repeating for too long, Cancer. Too long. I'll be real. I've been doing readings on YouTube for like 5 years. Let me tell you, it's a reoccurring theme. Okay? You got to always walk away from somebody. But it's because you guys have big, beautiful hearts. But that's why you have to protect that and set those boundaries. Because if you pour your beautiful heart into some cups that are broken, dingy, messed up, busted up, leaking everywhere, it's a waste of your time and energy. Other people have to figure out how to be their own heart and be their own love. You cannot be everyone's everything. It's draining. It's too much. And you're not getting anything back in return. Okay? And that's okay if you want to operate like that from the kindness of your heart, but then be okay with not receiving anything in return. And if you're not okay with that, be honest. Okay? Makes me think, I like to watch reality TV, and The Real Housewives of Atlanta was just on. And this one girl, Shamia, her bestie, Portia, has been on the show for a while, but now they got a new cast, and Portia's back on. Shamia's on now too. And Shamia has felt for a long time that Portia was not always supportive of her, but she never told her. You know what I mean? So it's like closed mouths don't get fed. And then Shamia shows up, and then she's not getting that in return. And so now she feels some type of way. And it's not to say that she doesn't deserve to feel that way, but it's like if you feel like you're giving and not getting anything in return, but then also not saying anything and just taking it on the chin, that's not fair to do to yourself. That is an inevitable explosion. And that's what happened. Okay? But I see you just doing your own thing, protecting your energy, because that's what you need to do right now. It's just not making sense here. I think like we can't use time as something to keep something together, right? Because then you're just wasting more of your own time and things aren't going to come through for you. You know? Then you're 10 years down the road and you're like, what have I been doing? You know? So let's look into that Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups, because I do feel like getting clear, protecting your energy is what is necessary right now. All right. Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups. You have the Five of Cups, the Ten of Cups. Oops, the Hermit. You know what I heard is like, I'm scared to dream big, I'm scared to wish big, I'm scared to get specific because I've been hurt so much. There's been a lot of disappointment. But all of that disappointment, all of that pain just helps you get clear on what you need and what you want in your life, right? It's like, me personally, I don't like pickles. Hate them. Wish I liked them, but I'm not into that, right? But how would I know if I didn't like pickles if I didn't try them? You got to try them at least once. And yeah, I was grossed out, hated it. But now I know, you know? I'm not going to curse the sandwich that had the pickles on it. And obviously, this is a lot more intense than food likes and dislikes, but treat it with that same energy. Be like, okay, well, now I know, you know? Because you are going to get closer to that happiness and that rainbow. But you have to understand that there's a learning curve that comes with it. And it's going to come with some highs and lows. But you can either focus on the lows or focus on the highs. Either way, it's up to you to build that bridge and decide to move on. Okay? You're worthy of everything that you want. You can have everything you want. And sometimes that process looks like having things you don't want. Don't be mad at the process. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I mean? I'm silly, but for real. Like it can be very beautiful and joyful for you, but you got to get out of your own way. And you can't let the disappointment of the past keep you stuck in something that's disappointing you. You know? It's like your comfort zone has become disappointment right here. And I'm not having that. I'm not going to advocate for that at all. Yeah, it's like I see you keeping yourself stuck in like a child energy and childhood trauma, and it's time to grow up out of that. It's time to reclaim your power because you're going towards happiness, you're going towards fulfillment, love, balanced relationships. But in order to go towards that, you got to break yourself out of this cycle. Tell me more about the Five of Cups, the Hermit. We have the Four of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Swords. Yeah, it's time to change your perspective on certain painful situations you've been through. You have to understand that they planted the seeds for new beginnings for you. Because sometimes, especially with you, Cancer, because you guys are just so loving and so sensitive and so, like, I love a Cancer. I love your energy. I think it's so sweet and precious. It is. And we need people like that in this world, especially now. But you got to understand that when people rip that beautiful little heart out and stomp on it, it's because you're meant to go in a different direction. And sometimes the universe will do stuff like that so that way you get up and go. Because when you're so caring and so loving and so generous and so empathetic and compassionate, you're willing to sacrifice yourself because, well, I understand why they are the way they are. Well, great. And unless you're their therapist, let's get on up out of there. You know what I mean? Listen, I tell people all the time, hey, if you want a tarot reading or a healing ceremony, you know who to call. But when it comes to enabling or sacrificing myself to make someone else feel better, I'm not doing it. I'm not. And I don't feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? That's where y'all need to get. And I think a big part of that is understanding that certain things happened so you would move on, so you would go towards a new beginning. It's like you were pushed to your brink so that way you could move forward. And it was actually a gift from the divine. Allow yourself to see it that way. Allow yourself to gain that wisdom. Look at the glass half full. Okay? Because you're just keeping yourself stuck looking at it in a victim mentality. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that these things aren't hard. They are hard. If they were easy, everyone would do it. But don't make it even harder for yourself by keeping yourself stuck. You know what I mean? All right. Tell me more about the Ten of Cups here for Cancer. Ah, I love it. We have the King of Cups, Justice, and the World card. How beautiful is that? We also have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Spirit's letting you know you're going towards a new beginning that is centered in love, centered in emotional fulfillment and healing. Okay? Because like we said earlier, this has been a very long cycle that you've been in for a long time. It's time for it to come full circle. It's time for it to close. It's time for it to be done. Because you've been through enough here. Okay? With the King of Cups, Justice card, King of Cups is your energy. We saw that earlier, Cancer. But the Spirit's letting you know things are balancing out. Your highs are going to match your lows. You know? The energies that you've been surrounding yourself with, feeling used, abused, scared to be hopeful, that's going to change for you. But you got to co-create that with Spirit. You have to allow yourself to shift your perspective. But know that this is just the beginning, not an ending. This is a beautiful new chapter for you, and you deserve it. So let it in. Let yourself, crack open that heart. See things in a different way, so that way you're not holding yourself back anymore. Tell me more about the Four of Cups, Three of Swords. Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, yeah. It's like, I'm hearing like you're rich in, you can either be rich in lessons and wisdom or rich in pain and anger. You know what I mean? Because you're holding on to this pain here, when you could hold on to the gratitude, the lesson, what you learned about yourself, your likes, your dislikes, and use that wisdom to go towards things that actually make sense for you. It's a choice, right? Because I'm not going to sit here and say like, well, that sucks and that's what happens and, then good luck trying to get through it. No. It is hard. It is painful. But how you carry it, that's what makes it hard and painful. You can either make it the most beautiful thing you've gone through or the worst thing you've gone through. That is your choice. And it's my job to remind you of that. So just decide, how do you want to carry this? All right. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles here. Yeah, we have the Seven of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Page of Cups. Lots of new beginnings for you. And with all of these pages, that just shows that you're leaving a comfort zone. But you have a new idea, you have a spark, you have a desire for more. So keep planting those seeds and know that they are going to grow for you and it's going to be beautiful. You just have to be patient and you have to stay focused. And you have to remember what matters to you. You have to remember that you're in charge of the stories you tell yourself about your past, about yourself, all of that. So if it's a story that's not helping you and not making you feel good, how can you change that story? And how can you then use that story to motivate you, inspire you to go towards the new beginnings that you want? I feel like you have so many new ideas and desires. It's a little scary to go towards them, but it's also scary to stay the same. You know what I'm saying? And we have the Five of Wands, the Fool, the Lovers, the Ace of Swords. So it's like all that negativity, all that fighting, you're freeing yourself from it. And with this light energy, with this clarity, you're going towards the things that you love. That's what you deserve, Cancer. That's what we all deserve. So don't sacrifice yourself for anybody else anymore, okay? Get clear on what you want your life to look like. Get clear on the stories you want to tell yourself about yourself and the things you've been through. And if they aren't stories that make you feel good, that empower you, tell them differently. Why not? People tell lies all the time. And it's not even a lie, like you get to choose the narrative. So don't choose one that keeps you stuck. All right, Cancer, let's get some oracle messages to close this out. And if this resonated, let me know with a like, a comment, share this with another Cancer if you feel guided to. And definitely subscribe so that way you can get more messages from me, stay up to date on everything. And if you want more for the month of August, I do have weekly tarot readings that I do for all the signs. You can check out if you want a week by week kind of guidance thing. Okay, let's talk about it. So we have eclipse in Capricorn number 34, which makes 7. You guys have had a lot of 7s here. It says new direction, reevaluate success. Gorgeous. This is Spirit letting you know you can change your mind. You can change your story. You can change the path you're on whenever you want to. You can have a new beginning right now and have another one tomorrow and another one the next day. You know, you are not tied to any story, any version of success. You're allowed to modify that. You're allowed for that to change and grow. So don't hold yourself back, okay? We have Sun in Cancer, number 4, home. Focus on your home and love. Exactly. It's all about you, Cancer. What makes you happy? What do you want to pour more energy into? Decide for yourself what that is. And then do it. And last card, Moon in Cancer, number 16, belonging. A sensitive, introspective phase. Absolutely, yeah. I think you're realizing there's a lot of change when it comes to your home and your love. You're reevaluating a lot of things. And you want to go somewhere where you're not just tolerated, but you're celebrated. You want to go somewhere where you feel people honor you and respect you. You want to be able to honor and respect yourself in all the relationships and environments you put yourself in. You're not asking for too much, right? That's the kind of thing where people say, like, the bar is in hell, because what are we talking about? Of course, that's what you deserve. That's like begging somebody for some water or air. What? You know, like, that's what you deserve. Do not settle for anything less. Because if you keep settling, you're going to be real upset. And I would be too. Okay? Just get clear on what you want, so that way the universe can help co-create it with you. And once you're clear on what you want, recognize the stories you are telling yourself, the narratives you have that are keeping you from that. Because you create your own reality and only you can stop it. Okay? All right. That's all I have for you today, Cancer. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys would like more content, I have all of my social media down below. I also have my website there if you would like to book a personal reading, a healing ceremony, or if you want to sign up for my newsletter. It's a great way to get more guidance with the readings that I do, and good way to get exclusive content and discounts, coupons, whatever, all that good stuff. You can also, wait, did I already? Yeah, I already did that. Okay, never mind. All right, well, love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.